all live all over the country, and you don't necessarily get an opportunity to go to D.C. and see how our government works. Right. So Brian is doing it for you.
Yeah, I had an opportunity to sit down with Senator Tim Scott, one of the rising stars. I think both sides, Democrats and Republicans, would agree. But I want to get an average day. I know a sit down would be possible, but I would more like to do something that I haven't been able to do. Maybe you haven't either. See what it's like being a U.S. Senator when you're in session. So we caught up to him after doing the show, hopped down in the cellar. We caught up to him at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. He's already had a packed day that started at 7:30. Here he is. We begin at a charter school because that's what Senator Tim Scott wants to do. Go into the inner city, a half hour away from D.C., and make sure these kids that don't have many opportunities stay on the right track, and use his own life as an example. Here's a quick look at his life.
This is Senator Scott.
Hey, y'all. I want you to think about your future and dream big dreams. How many of you guys just love your mamas? I love my mama. I'll tell you what.
Senator, busy day in Capitol Hill, right?
Yes.
So why was it important for you to be here at lunch today?
Yeah, it's very important for us to have an opportunity to speak to these kids. They're our future.
You have a busy day ahead, right?
We do.
We have to hop in the SUV?
Yes, we got to go.
All right, got to go?
Let's do it.
All
right. Folks are frustrated. They've had a lot of negative experiences, and they're looking for someone who will really listen. A lot of new faces this time. How many of y'all are new? Housing and law enforcement. Both issues that I have spoken out on. In the course of 1 year, I've been stopped 7 times by law enforcement officers. So I come to the issue from a vantage point of having been impacted negatively, but also having had some fairly positive interactions as well.
This guy never stops. Busy day, slight rain, not slowing him down. As people can look at you and see U.S. Senator, which they should also see as a guy who is successful in business, right? That might be the most important message.
Well, I've been poor and quagmired in poverty. I have done well in business. Both have informed and educated me on how to talk to people.
You got to stay close when you're in session, right?
Gosh, yeah.
You have events, you get this call, you got to go.
Yeah, this was not a scheduled vote. Got to vote real quick. Thank you, sir.
There's no time to waste. You're not looking for a spot. Where are we going?
We're right into that tunnel right there where it'll get dark again. And we're getting out this car and hustling around quickly.
All right, Senator Scott has just literally run inside for a quick vote. I got my temporary pass. I got my iPhone. The camera's not allowed any further. I'm going to go see what's happening down on the floor.
Hey, Senator. Senator Marco Rubio. Nice to see you, man. That's great.
Are you taping this on your phone?
Yeah, I'm taping this because we let my camera.
Budget cut.
Now, where are we?
We're back in the Capitol. We're having an opportunity to talk with other members of the Senate Opportunity Coalition. Each senator here is committed to making sure that opportunity is the word that becomes synonymous with our party.
When you have this phenomenon in America right now where people seem to have given up on government, they've given up on institutions, they don't trust this country to solve big problems anymore. That's why the leadership of Tim is so important, and the leadership of this new face of the Republican Party is so important.
These are members that aren't afraid to roll up their sleeves, to engage, to go to places here where perhaps they haven't been gone to before, and listen to what's going on here, because we do have the solutions here to bring people out of poverty because of opportunity.
This opportunity meeting, and now you go?
Now we go to the office.
Senator, we hop down the stairs, we walk through, next thing you know, I'm in a subway.
Bye, Fox. This is how I really do it. So today I have the good pleasure of having my best friend in Congress, my prayer partner, the Proverbs 27:17 manifested in flesh, Trey Gowdy.
Be easy for a leader to say, don't have time for the interns today.
Well, for me, we do this once every month or two in my office. It's so important for me to have a chance to talk with the interns.
I immediately felt a good connection when I walked into Senator Tim Scott's office.
Senator, we made over the Hart Building, so a bit of a mentorship situation with the interns, but now you got another phase of your job.
Yes.
And that is a little bit more serious, much more serious.
We're going to meet with parents whose son was murdered in Israel while he was there, stabbed to death. Boy.
This is not just Tim Scott being named senator. This is also historic.
Becoming the first, I think, African-American ever in the country's history to be elected both to the Congress and the Senate, first time. I just wish my grandmother was around to see this.
Great guy.
That was awesome, Brian.
I mean, and he's really well respected by
Yeah.
the Republicans and Democrats. That Opportunity Council is pretty fascinating. We're going to put the whole thing online on foxandfriends.com at some point later on this afternoon. Is they all focus on the inner cities in Washington and their own states. When you talk about Dan Sullivan, Senator Langford over in Oklahoma, Cory Gardner, Marco Rubio, Joni Ernst, and Steve Daines, they are taking the image of Republicans only care about, upper class white people, and they're throwing that in the street. It's not true anyway, and they're making sure to give back. So that's what the Opportunity Council is about. It's pretty fascinating.
You got a taste of what it's like to hang out with another South Carolinian.
Right. And at the end of it, he goes, I have no time, Trey Gowdy, for dinner. I got to keep working.
He said Trey Gowdy is his prayer partner, and he said he mentioned Proverbs, which is as iron sharpens iron, so one person sharpens another. So they keep each other accountable. I love that.
I did not know
you knew
that.
I'd like that.
I knew you would.
Good trip down to D.C.
That was awesome, Brian. Thanks for sharing that.
Okay, great.
All right, the New York bomber